When you're looking for the right location for your business, there's a lot to consider. Luckily, Leaders Real Estate knows what you need and how to get you there.
Hey, I'm Nathan, the founder of Leaders Real Estate, and we're really established to give small companies the large company experience with our resources. The businesses we serve primarily are healthcare users who occupy more convenient, more accessible locations. Many people look at us as just another broker, but we are so much more than that. We've really built a foundation on strategy and analytics and really effort to help our clients make the best decisions possible. Of course, we help them then executing on that, often through brokerage or development efforts. One of the benefits of our firm is we are not geographically limited, so a lot of times we will follow our clients and projects into the markets that they feel have the most opportunity. So anywhere from all the way up in Maine to south to Florida and Texas, all the way to the Pacific Northwest.
Other companies do bits and pieces of a real estate transaction. But at Leaders Real Estate, they do all important aspects, including analytics, brokerage, corporate services, and development. Plus, they use something called the point of interest method to make the right match.
When we look at trying to understand, how we get that consistent traffic to this particular real estate location we're finding for our client, we look at the benefits of being near something that draws consistent traffic like a grocery store. So grocery stores, people tend to visit over twice a week, more than that if people don't like to plan, which is me certainly. And when you go by, a grocery store, you're also going by everything that's in front of that grocery store, across the street from the grocery store, and everything that's really around. So it becomes consistent, becomes familiar, and then when, if people can get a location that's by that grocery store that we are servicing, we can help them get that consistent traffic and exposure.
If you're looking for fractional commercial real estate ownership, they have programs for that as well. They offer large company solutions for companies of all sizes, and their clients and investors are benefiting in multiple ways. First, you're investing in the safest assets in the world, healthcare and real estate. Investors also have a targeted return of 12 to 16% annually. And lastly, you're able to sell your shares whenever you want with no minimum time commitment.
From a hypothetical perspective, the way that it works is, say you have a building that's worth $1 million that you buy, right? And so each share is going to be worth $10, which would mean you'd have 100,000 shares representing the $1 million of the building portfolio. And so the shares are represented as tokens on the blockchain. All that is just a complicated way of saying these are done traditionally the way any private fund is done, even the way that shares are exchanged publicly on the stock market. And so you could buy 100,000 shares for the entire building. You could buy 500 shares or whatever amount you deem necessary. And how it works is that as time goes on and we continue to add more buildings into the fund, then the amount of new shares will be issued to account for that. We'll be raising capital on the side, and then the shares will grow in value. And we expect that value to grow disproportionately to other real estate value because we think that there's going to be a premium for the liquidity option, meaning the ease of transaction, the speed, the frictionless, all of that is going to come into play to where we think that we'll be trading at, maybe a 20, 30% premium to what traditionally private real estate funds would be trading for.
Blockchain technology is at the forefront of a real estate revolution, and Leaders Real Estate is leading the way.
All of our digital assets are done via blockchain technology. And so what that means is simply that we're utilizing the blockchain in order to speed up transaction times, take away all the friction, eliminate the intermediary, and allow the investors to sell to non-accredited investors. Because traditionally, in private funds, you have to sell your shares to an accredited investor, which maybe there is some, maybe there isn't, and it can take a long time. Utilizing blockchain technology just means that I can sell directly to whoever I want to my shares at any point in time for any reason. There's three things at play with our fund. So number one, it works the same traditionally as any sort of income fund, meaning you have shares that represent a percentage of the total fund. Number two is the fact that because we're utilizing digital assets and blockchain technology, there is no intermediary, there is no middle person, and so you can do all of these transactions very frictionless. And number three is the way that you actually purchase the real estate is very much the same as any sort of purchase. So there is capital raised, and then there are general partners, and you select a building. You purchase it using bank debt and using capital raised so that the underlying financial metrics are the same. So you're getting a good return on your capital invested because we're utilizing leverage. So all those things are the same, right? And so what we're doing is we're combining all of them together. So instead of having your money tied up traditionally for 5 years, 10 years in the way that normal funds operate, you can sell after 1 year at whatever fractional amount that you want to for any liquidity needs that you need. You could have a kid going to college, all of a sudden you want to cash out $50,000, $100,000 worth of your shares. You could have a wedding coming up, whatever it is, you can sell as much or as little as you want to, and that's kind of the differentiating factor.
So bottom line is we are for the right location for your business. So our job from the beginning all the way through the end, from the strategy to the execution, is to ultimately find the best location that meets your needs and ultimately carry it through to completion until you've got a signed lease in place.
So where would you turn when you need the right location for your business?
What really sets us apart from other companies in this sector is our objectivity. So we go into a market, we don't have pre-made landlord relationships where we're doing backdoor deals and we get certain incentives for putting people in a certain area. We really depend on the analytics, really let that focus and drive our site selection. So when we go into an area and say, okay, well, maybe we don't have a lot of these landlord relationships and things like that a lot of these other people have, but let's figure out what 4 intersections we need to focus on, in a hyper sense, and really just call every landlord and parcel that's at those intersections. We become more knowledgeable about what's currently going on in the market from an objective perspective, and we can aid people in that way. And that's really one of the benefits we can help offer our clients that really stands out from the rest.
We believe that the real estate is a huge catalyst for our clients' success. We'll love the opportunity to continue to support you as you continue to support the communities that you serve.
For more information about Leaders Real Estate, visit leadersre.com. And of course, visit our website, insidetheblueprint.com.